All right, you guys, welcome back to the NBA NCAA Fantasy Faves League. Adjust my hat here so I can see a little better. Um, yeah, so I was at the mall on Saturday, and I missed that ass kicking that Golden State gave the Clippers. So I'll get into the score and all that in a sec. But one of the things that I've decided to do going forward is to go ahead and refer to this as the 12th Warrior Fantasy League. All my NFL, NCAA, NBA, NCAA, um, all my fantasy leagues, I'm just going to have under the umbrella the 12th Warrior Fantasy Leagues, plural. So, but on YouTube, you can still search NBA, NCAA, Fantasy Faves, and so forth. So, jumping right into Week 6 results. We're halfway through, guys. So thanks for sticking with me. We got about 3 more actual weeks to go. So we squeeze about 2 of these weeks into 1 actual week. So by the end of February, we should have a champion. My birthday's on the 5th of March. So if it's not at the end of February, it'll be before my birthday at least. So at the beginning of March. And then I might do like a March Madness kind of a challenge. So that will be kind of fun. I'm thinking about whether or not to mess around with NASCAR. So if I don't see a viable way of doing it, then I'll just let this breathe a little bit and come back for the football season. But let's just jump right into NBA. That's what we're here for. You guys are NBA fans, NCAA hoops fans. So game of the week was Kansas versus Kentucky. I just ended up doing like a 15-minute video, so I'm going to hope I can keep this one a lot shorter, give you the condensed version. Kansas beat Kentucky 79-73. In games of the week, those are usually head-to-head, so you don't have to worry about who beat who and tiebreakers and all that kind of stuff. It's just a straight-up win. So Kansas wins, Kentucky loses. Congrats to Kansas. Then you had Notre Dame going up against Florida State. Notre Dame lost their game against Georgia Tech. Florida State lost to Syracuse. However, Notre Dame only lost by 2, and Florida State lost by 10. So Notre Dame wins. Louisville was playing UCLA. Louisville beat North Carolina State by 25 points. And in a game that UCLA was allowing Arizona to play for them, since UCLA was a game short on the schedule, Arizona won their game against Washington, but they only won by 11. So Louisville, by virtue of 25-point margin over North Carolina State, wins. Golden State took on the Spurs in my fantasy league. They put a thumping on the Clippers, 144-98. I mean, when any team scores over 130, that's pretty impressive. So they put up 144 on the Clips, and their point margin was plus 46 points. I pretty much just chalked that one up to Golden State before the San Antonio-Dallas game even started, but I had to wait till now for the results. San Antonio actually lost the game. Warriors win, San Antonio loses. The Cavs took on the Lakers in my fantasy league. Cavs beat OKC by 16, and the Lakers lost to Utah by 8. So, congratulations to the Cavs. You win. Knicks going up against the Bulls. The Knicks had like a 4 overtime game against Atlanta, and they lost that game, and then the Bulls won their game, so they lost twice pretty much. They lost in real life, and they lost in my fantasy league, so congrats to the Bulls. They beat Philly by 13. All right, so we're jumping into the week, let's see, 6 standings. You have Golden State at 6-0. You have Chicago at 4-2. San Antonio at 3-3. Cleveland and the Lakers at 2-4, and the Knicks at 1-5. The Knicks are in a world of hurt. I don't think they're going to be able to climb out of that. Over in the NCAA, you have Kansas and Louisville at 5-1. UCLA and Florida State at 3-3. and Notre Dame at 2-4, Kentucky at 1-5. So once again, Kentucky, they didn't do themselves any favors this week by losing to Kansas. They look like they're pretty done. So there are 12 games. So right now they're 1-5. If they can finish 5-1 and end up 6-6, there's a chance at a wild card for the playoffs. But Kentucky and New York, they'd have to win out or almost win out to make that a reality. At midseason right here, I'm going to jump into power rankings. This is the first time all season that I've intermeshed the college and the NBA together in a ranking. So number 1 seed is Golden State. Number 2 is Kansas. Number 3, Louisville. Number 4, Chicago. Number 5, San Antonio. Number 6, UCLA. And just barely missing the cut is Florida State. They're on the outside looking in. 2 teams are undefeated in division play. You have Kansas and Golden State at 3-0 in their respective divisions. And the way the rest of this season is going to shake out, you have 6 games left. So you're going to have 2 more interconference weeks. You're going to have the NBA teams playing the NBA teams and the NCAA playing NCAA the next 2 weeks. Then the following 3 weeks, you're going to have the NBA West taking on the NCAA South and the NBA East taking on the NCAA North. And then the final week, it's going to be division championship games. There's 4 divisions. There's 3 teams in each division. So the way that's going to work is that no matter what your record is going into that game, if you're the division champion, you will get the higher seed in your division. And even if you have a better record, you'll be playing for a wild card as opposed to having a higher seed. So that's how I'm going to do that. Make the championships worth something, right? But this time around, you'll have 6 playoff teams as opposed to my NFL, NBA, NCAA, where you only had 4. So this time there's going to be 6 out of 12 teams getting to play in the playoffs. All right, Week 7 matchups. Let's see. Let me jump into that real quick. You have Golden State going up against the Lakers in my my unofficial game of the week. Since those 2 teams aren't playing head-to-head, I'm still going to declare it the game of the week just because let's see if someone can knock off the Lakers or knock off the Warriors. Golden State plays Charlotte. LA plays Washington. I'm picking Golden State. San Antonio's going up against the Knicks in my league. San Antonio draws Philly. New York draws Brooklyn. I'm going to go for the Knicks. Chicago and Cleveland face up. OKC and Chicago are taking on each other, and Cleveland and Minnesota on Wednesday night. So I'm going to go with Cleveland in that respect. Kansas plays Baylor. Florida State plays Miami. So in the matchup of Kansas, Florida State, I'm just going to go with Florida State in this one. And then you got UCLA, Kentucky. UCLA's got Washington State. Kentucky's got Georgia. I'm going to stay local, go for UCLA. And then tomorrow night, Notre Dame takes on Duke in their game. And their matchup's actually against Louisville. So Louisville didn't have a game to schedule this week, so they allowed Virginia Tech to be their game, and they're being repped by Virginia. So I'm going to go with Louisville by virtue of Virginia over Virginia Tech. So those are my 6 picks. Once again, Louisville, UCLA, Florida State, Cleveland, New York Knicks, and Golden State Warriors. Go ahead and put your picks in the comments. And I'm going to jump back on here on Thursday and let you guys know who won and give you Week 8 matchups as well. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.